a one bag of gold medal pan me now. Red stripe alone champion boy go. Pan a pour them a singing anthem to. Red stripe, watch out, watch out, watch out. Man, shall I be the forward boy? Red stripe Premier League champion boy score. Every goal when I run from boy. Red stripe Premier League champion boy now. Pop down we run him marathon boy. The Red stripe Premier League champion boy, yeah yo.
So at the Montego Bay Sports Complex on Jamaica's north coast, the venue for Red Stripe Football Mondays tonight. Montego Bay United, the home team, up against Reno, and Montego Bay trying to rebound from a heavy 5-1 loss they suffered to Cavalier last week. Not that scoreline is completely unfamiliar to them, because last season they were beaten by 5-1 by the eventual champions Portmore as well. Not sort of results that Montego Bay United traditionally are accustomed to. So real work here for Coach Bassett Reynolds and the management team at Montego Bay United.
Yeah, so quickly for them to move from the position of contenders for the Premier League title, Lance, to also runs. You mentioned that they finished 9th last season, almost unheard of where Mobay United or the new Mobay United are concerned. It's just that the rebuilding process, there doesn't seem to be a pattern to it just yet, and you always get that lack of pattern when you have young players in the team. Your trusted veteran players are injury plagued, as Mobay United's trusted veteran players are injury prone. The likes of Dino Williams, if you can call Woozencroft veteran, you can call him that. He too is injury prone. So there's not much continuity where Mobay is concerned, and that's why they're struggling so badly now.
Yeah, they will struggle tonight based on their roster, because Woozencroft and Orlando McBain, the man who has scored 2 of their goals so far this season, out with injury. Dino Williams also has injury concerns. He's been out now for a while, yet to put the Montego Bay United shirt back on. Mobay United in their fuchsia top and Reno in their blue and white as we get ready for the kickoff. The match officials, headed by Tyrone Robinson, leading the players onto the field. We are minutes away from the kickoff. Very, very important fixture. I noted with a lot of interest, George, before the kickoff. Both teams there warming up. Process looked very, very intense. Both teams look very focused.
Yeah, as I noted before, this is a fixture Reno believe they can take 3 points from, because Montego Bay United, no great shakes right now.
Getting ready for the national anthem of Jamaica. So a lot of intense faces there on camera during the national anthem, and both teams here hungry for some success. Of course, Montego Bay United 8th in the standings at the moment, and Reno in 11th position. But as we said, early season going, George, and because the top teams failed to win yesterday, a victory for Montego Bay United would put them within 3 points of the lead, and a victory for Reno tonight, even though they're in 11th spot, second from bottom, will move within 5 points of the leaders if they get a victory tonight.
Yeah, look, it's a competitive league. The table doesn't lie, and that's the situation you are likely to get, Lance, when you have a 12-team league with 8 teams being former champions.
Yeah, that's right. There's Tyrone Robinson, the man with a whistle tonight. Neil Curlew and Shane Campbell, the opposing captains. Just ahead of the coin toss. Both captains looking very focused here. Slight smile on the face there of Neil Curlew. He looks pretty relaxed and ready for action. More of an intense posture from Shane Campbell, tall central defender, a quick, fast, energetic central defender. It's always good to have defenders who are pacey in the central part of your defense, George, so that in times of need or in times of worry, their recovery skills, because of their pace, can be good.
Yes, indeed, and Shane Campbell fits the mold of what you would want in a central defender. Ian Miller, Amponza, Barrett, Wilkinson, Robinson, Curlew, Ambusley, Matali Grant, Otti, McBean and Fletcher. Those are the 11 men starting for Mobay United tonight, Lance.
Yeah, that's right. Miller in goal, 19 years old. A couple of other 19-year-olds, Ozali Grant and McBean, and the 20-year-old Jordan Fletcher, and that's how they're lining up tonight.
Yeah, Otti will be at the spearhead of the attack. Fletcher will seek to cut in from the left-hand side onto his right foot. Not quite sure he'll be doing that because his left foot is the stronger foot, so maybe he'll switch flanks with Vashon McBean. Whatever it is, he'll play with 3 men. Well, he's a part of a 3 behind Alan Otti in attack for Mobay United.
Yeah, here's the Reno starting roster now. Dennis Taylor, their 27-year-old goalkeeper, former Da Costa Cup winning keeper with Godfrey Stewart, Johnson, Wilson, that's Linville Wilson, who played in the Antigua Premier League with Green Bay Hoppers, to Shane Campbell, their captain, Javier Brown, White, Foster, Romero Graham, Shamar Bernard, Thorne Simpson, who comes over from Harbourview, and Renaria Downswell, their 30-year-old son of former national and Reno star player Wendell Downswell. Yeah, so Downswell and Simpson will play in a 2 up front. Graham just behind them in the number 10 role. Then Brown, Zidane White and Shamar Bernard. Jashane Foster will protect his 3-man central defensive unit of Linville Wilson, Shane Campbell, Omar Johnson, Dennis Taylor. Useful between the sticks for Reno last season, and he continues this campaign. Yeah, so we're moments away from the kickoff. The team's ready for action. And there's Thorne Simpson, 6 feet 4 inches tall, the 20-year-old former Spalding's high player, and he's the man tasked with the responsibility of getting Reno's goals tonight. They've only scored 3 goals so far this season, and they badly need goals. Well, Simpson has scored 2 of those 3. Let's see if he'll be able to get something in for them tonight. Well, he has a very good run going because those 2 goals have been match winners, 2 1-0 wins for Reno. And they'll be hoping that his match-winning form continues. Both teams have key players out with injury. Reno missing Fancy Hugh Stewart, who debuted in the Premier League last year. And Kimoy Carruthers, who got the other Reno goal so far this season, he's also out with injury. Montego Bay United with a left-sided move now. Vassal Reynolds, the Mobay United coach, made a sage point earlier, Lance. He said they noticed that if Reno don't win, they lose, and they've only won twice from 6 games. So he's banking on the law of averages for tonight to be an L night for the team in white. Yeah, Curlew setting the ball back. Oh, but Mobay giving the ball away. Now Reno in control. Haven't had a good run against Montego Bay United, Reno, in the head-to-head story. In the last 10 meetings between them, there's Vassal Reynolds, a coach who has had huge success, won Walker Cup titles with Wolmers and then the Costa Cup with Raciz. Godfrey Drummond in charge of a Reno team that is trying to recapture their glory days. The situation facing Reno is one of investment, Lance. It's just not the money to go into the club to attract the quality young players, to give them fair wages that they are sure will be paid at a certain time every month, to encourage them to come out to training. It's just that the infrastructure isn't there, making it attractive for a talented boy somewhere in these parts to come to this club. That's a Marley, isn't it? That's Kimani. Yes. Of Shotters fame and a reggae star in his own right. Yeah, well, the Marleys do love football, don't they? Bob. Oh, corner beats everyone. Pretty slow start to this fixture after 2.5 minutes almost. Both teams knowing that their form not that good, so they want to play a safe game tonight and not make careless errors. In the time that Orville Powell took charge of Mobay United, well, took charge of this football club and renamed it Mobay United, Lance, from the old SEBA, I can't recall ever a time when the team hasn't had goals in it, except for now.
There really are no goals in this team.
Yeah.
Notwithstanding the promise of Jordan Fletcher. It's only promise.
Well, last time they would have won the title back in 2016, they had the two leading scorers in the league, Dino Williams and Owain Gordon.
Yeah, an awesome twosome.
Yeah. With a strike force like that, it would have been pretty difficult to get by them, but we don't have that at the moment. Dino Williams, who is responsible for their goal scoring duties, has been having injuries from last year, so their main goal scorer has not seen a lot of playing time. Williams scored 10 goals last year.
In an injury hit campaign.
Yeah. There's no player in the Premier League who has scored more goals than he has over the last 3 years. He has scored 36 goals in the last 3 years, 10 years last year, 10 goals last year, 10 the year before, and he had 16 in their championship winning year.
Happy you stopped at 3 because I thought you were going to go back further. Because I was going to remind you of one D. Hodges.
That's right.
Who has been filling his boots campaign after campaign for his various clubs. Now playing for Mount Pleasant. And he and the rest of the forward line drew a blank on Sunday. They were beaten by Humberland in a surprise result.
Yeah, they were. Humberland breaking a 6-game winless streak, finally getting a result there under coach Admiral Bailey of dancehall DJ fame. Oh, that's a foul. Maybe a yellow card.
Has to be. Crude body check. Can't see why Linval Wilson is complaining there. Knew exactly what he was doing. Was beaten. The ball beat him, and you know the old adage as Matali Grant went around him, the ball will pass, but the man won't pass.
Yeah, Grant crashed into the very heavily there, the 19-year-old feeling the power of Linval Wilson, whose dad played on the championship-winning Reno team. In fact, he was captain 1990 and 1991 when Reno were back-to-back champions.
They called him Pala, didn't they?
Yes. And also German, because he did have a short stint playing football in Germany. Linval Pala Wilson. His son here now enjoying a professional football career himself. Spent a couple of years in Antigua playing for the Green Bay Hoppers, Linval Wilson. Curlew trying to fight hard for the ball. Downswell trying to get clear. The whistle goes though.
Handball on Downswell.
Awkward moment there for Curlew, who looked as if he was having some difficulties getting control of the ball and the play.
Yeah, caught wrong side of the ball, Curlew.
Robinson's pass inside goes straight to a Reno player. Wilson back to goalkeeper Taylor.
Thing is, we saw Mobay United against Mount Pleasant, and they looked dangerous in that first half, Lance. In fact, for the first half an hour of the game, they really played around Mount Pleasant, but that's because Wozencroft was given the space to weave his magic.
Simpson gets to the end of it. Oh, goalkeeper Miller makes a hash of it. Simpson goes for goal, but makes a tame effort.
Wow, calamity, almost. The young man uncertain. This is Downswell's pass. It bounced. He could have used his arms.
Yeah,
but he didn't know where his line was, Lance.
Yeah, that's what happened to him there.
Didn't know where his 18-yard boundary was. And then Simpson ought to have done better with the shot.
Oh, he certainly should have. John Barrett in the end had the easy clearance, almost go close to the goal line, but Simpson should have made a better effort there. Foul on.
Downswell, it was.
A free kick to Reno. Taken quickly. Romero Graham exchanging passes.
I like this player, Omar Johnson, at right back for Reno.
Yeah.
Not an easy man to get around if you're the attacking winger.
He had a pretty good season last year as well, Johnson.
We gave him a couple Man of the Match awards last year when we did Reno games on Sundays.
Yeah, we did. Good strong challenge there from the captain to Shane Campbell for Reno. Simpson tries to break free, but Ambusley checks him.
Very low octane start from the home side. You don't see that quality passing from midfield to the forwards as we see the tackle here. Ambusley just catching Simpson's ankle.
Ambusley, a player with a lot of respect, played on the championship winning team back in 2016 and 2014 for Mobay. But on in years now at 38. Oh, long range effort there from Zidane White. That doesn't trouble goalkeeper Miller.
Thing is, Lance, you know how it is when you're playing leisure football with one set of players who are good, then you play leisure football with another set of players who aren't as good. It frustrates you. You can imagine Dwayne Ambusley, who's played as part of a championship winning, or not even a championship winning teams.
Downswell for Reno. White's pass is blocked. Oh, a strong effort on goal, just over the top. From distance. It was just Shane Foster, I think that was.
Yeah, it was.
Right-footed strike. Cut great power on that as well, but I think the goalkeeper was seeing it all the way.
Yeah, got some cut on it as well. Foster. Solid player. Had a decent campaign 2017-18 for this team, Reno. Looking to make another step up in his development. Yeah, I was saying to you that Ambusley must be very frustrated playing within this group. No disrespect to the boys around him now. But the quality that he's used to, Lance, especially up front.
Yeah.
Not in the ranks this time.
Yeah, the point is well made. He played national football for Jamaica as well, so he has had a couple of international outings as well. Wilson under some pressure there. Mobay in control. Curlew fights hard for the ball with Foster. Oh, he wins the play in the end, but the whistle goes.
Yeah, fouled Foster in the process.
Curlew for Mobay. Ambusley. Goes long down the right side. Oh, the ball well kept in. Oh, the header towards goal, but Natalie Grant can't find the target with a headed effort.
I think he didn't know what he wanted to do with that. That was the first time we saw Alan Otti sent herring down into the right-hand channel. It was from a ball by Ambusley played over the top. And he waited until the last minute, Otti, to swing it back. I think Matali Grant wasn't quite sure where he wanted to plant the header. And in the end, planted it nowhere.
Yeah, the ball, the cross did gain a lot of height. May have given him some problems with judging the trajectory of the delivery as well. But you're right, in the end, it just looked as if he was uncertain about what he wanted to do. Simpson heads back to Downswell. Foul, free kick to Mobay United. Midway their own half. There's Amponsa, the Ghanaian.
Scored in the 5-1 morning at the hands of Cavalier.
Yeah. Bart with a long clearance downfield.
Crowd getting impatient, Lance. A couple of times they wanted the ball played out quickly to Jordan Fletcher, who was in the right-hand channel, and the ball didn't come. Here it comes now.
Fletcher holds the ball up. Curlew. Wilkins trying to force the ball through. Curlew finding himself in some crunches in midfield as the Reno players aren't allowing him too much comfort in the midfield zone. Matali Grant, Wilkinson doesn't like his passing option on the right side, so he goes inside. Matali Grant, former Rossi's standout, and now Mobay finding some room on the left. Reno doing well there, tracking Romero Graham.
They look very compact in defense. You can see clearly defined the defensive lines. And Mobay not being able to break through those lines to get a shot at the keeper.
Ambersley goes wide. Room here for Wilkinson.
We speak about the things that Mobay United have lost in the last couple of years, Lance. One of the things they've lost is thrust from left back. Leslie St. Fleur, the Bahamian, who was outstanding for them for several seasons, provided a real attacking threat from his station at left back.
Yes, he has. Fletcher, can he get a shot off? He does well to make room for the effort. But his resultant shot looking quite tame.
That was good play from Jordan Fletcher. Switched feet in a flash. And the defender got something on the right-footed effort. This is him with Linval Wilson is back. Tricks him. The defender recovering to deflect it behind for the corner.
Fletcher himself will strike the corner. Whistle from referee Robinson.
Fouled by Otti, took a ride on Omar Johnson's back.
So heading for 15 minutes now, and nothing yet in this game to excite the fans. Two struggling teams trying to recapture their glory days. Grant's pass easily cut off.
Among the difficulties for Reno Lance in this process of rebuilding would be where they are located in Westmoreland. The kind of businesses that are there that you would naturally lead on for support as a football club. Those businesses aren't in Mobay, in Westmoreland rather. Sugar is no longer king, and the related businesses not really supporting sport, especially football, in the way they ought to. For Mobay United, it's a different thing. They're in the tourist mecca of the English-speaking Caribbean.
Yeah.
Not saying it's easy, but it's more likely for them to harness and gather support needed to keep the football club going, make it attractive to youngsters.
Wilson for Reno with a throw. Wilkinson with a header out. Fletcher puts the chase on, but Foster challenges him. Here's Reno's bench, their scoring woes. Exasperated last year with the departure of one Craig Foster.
Yep.
Who scored 10 goals for them last year. Ended up the season's leading scorer with 17. 7 of those goals for Humberland, his new team. Oh, Ambersley over dribbles the ball and commits a foul as well.
Yeah, lucky to escape a booking. Had to foul.
Yes.
The veteran.
Just to complete the point there, although he scored 10 goals, he left in, there's a foul on Zidane White by Ambersley. Oh, long range effort toward goal, goes over the top. Although he left in January, George, still 3 to 4 months of football remaining in the season. He by far ended up Reno's leading scorer with his 10 goals. The next highest scorer was Fancy Hugh Stewart and Ramon Plummer with 4 goals each.
Yep.
So it's a huge statistical recognition of Reno having real scoring problems without Craig Foster.
Yes, indeed. And look, looking around the league, outstanding strikers, it's a very small group.
Yeah. Reno on the advance. Bernard's cross inside. Grant under some pressure. Campbell does really well here.
Yeah.
Does the safe thing. And back to his goalkeeper, Taylor.
Yeah.
Wilson challenges hard. got ball, so the referee's whistle doesn't go.
Yeah, Fletcher needs some attention though. And that's what the Mobay United players are saying to referee Robinson, who signals for the bench to send the medics on.
Yeah. The challenge from Wilson did have a lot of aggression about it, but he got ball. And I'm not sure if it was a foul. Certainly the referee didn't think so.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure Jordan Fletcher is claiming a foul. He's just saying that I got kicked. Yep.
Oh,
he got nailed.
Yeah, the trailing leg.
Yep. The follow through from the trailing leg.
Yeah, the follow through. I saw the first challenge with the first boot, the right boot outstretched. It was a trailing leg that got. There it is. The right-footed challenge, okay, but the left-footed effort.
Yep.
He left it there, and the Mobay number 10 in pain now with the blow there from Linville Wilson's left foot.
Yeah, I was telling you that the group of centre forwards, very small, Craig Foster, Fabian Reed, Randy Smith, Javon East, Devon Hodges, maybe Newton Sterling based on past pedigree. Beyond that, Lance, we don't have any centre forwards of note.
Corner to Reno. Oh, the flick behind. Pretty enterprising attempt there from Downswell. White finds himself with a ball. His cross pretty poor though.
Didn't have much to aim at, to be fair. Oh my, the execution was woeful. So the point being made is that a club like Reno, who doesn't have the pulling power these days as it did 20, 25 years ago, they're not going to get one of the very rare things, which is an outstanding centre forward.
Grant tries to whip the ball early inside, but too much weight on the pass, so it makes things easy for goalkeeper Taylor for Reno. Curley gives the ball away. Fights hard and regains it. Grant does well to get by his man. Takes the return play. Mobay on the attack. Fletcher with a strike. Pretty straight to goalkeeper Taylor, who has no problems.
That was poor play. The ball should have been released to Fletcher from here. That should have been Fletcher's pass. Well, even before it came there. It took too long to come to him. And allowed the defenders to regroup. He had to rush the shot in the end. Not good enough from Mobay United.
Yeah, they had like 3 or 4 players on the edge of the 18-yard area there, so they had numbers in attack. But Reno didn't pay for it.
Yeah, and the crowd frustrated at how slow the ball was played out to Fletcher. But when Curlew won the ball back, Lance, and laid it off, that was the time. The next pass should have been Fletcher's pass.
Buster Reynolds overseeing a pretty young Mobay United starting roster. Fletcher challenges aggressively for the ball. Ambersley, Strong, Robinson. Matt Beam unable to get through the Reno defense. Fletcher. Good defensive challenge there. Now Bernard has it. Oh, Johnson makes a mistake. The shot on goal. Oh, it grazes off the post. Alan Otti with a strike from just outside the box, aiming for the far corner. Oh, there's the error there from Johnson. Otti goes for the far post. The ball just glances off the post. Marley is impressed.
Certainly not with the defending of Reno. Omar Johnson, don't expect a player of his quality to have committed that error. And Reno have committed 2 big errors tonight in this game so far, and they've gotten away with it both times. quick thinking from Otti there to go for the shot.
The back heel from Downswell. The cross, though, very easily handled by the 19-year-old Montego Bay goalkeeper, Miller. Wow. Urgent play there from Ponsa for Mobay. Curlew now has room on the right side. Wilkinson for Mobay.
Surprised that's not a booking.
Yeah, but
Deliberate attempt, no attempt to play the ball. Knew he was beaten and took the man out.
free kick to Mobay. Way over on the right side. Tommy Grant wins a corner for, or has he?
He doesn't, and that's why the crowd was frustrated.
So we're midway of the first half now, and neither team would have delivered anything on the field so far to satisfy their coaches.
No, but I think Vassal Reynolds will be more upbeat given what his team have created in attack or what they've picked up from Reno errors, but he'll be frustrated that they haven't found the back of the net just yet. While Reno, on the other hand, they look dangerous whenever Downswell and Simpson can combine. That hasn't happened often enough. And they're living a bit dangerously in defense. That man having a good game in midfield. Dwayne Ambersley. I'd love to, one of those players that lands that you'd love to play with.
Yeah. He's steady. Plays good basic football. Controls the ball, moves into a space, passes the ball. On his best day, he really makes football look easy, doesn't he, Ambersley?
Yes.
Even at age 38. Oh, the cross, much too close to goalkeeper Taylor, so Reno has the easier job to get rid of the ball. Reno, Graham. Bernard. Wow, innocuous pass by Bernard, and has his captain Campbell sprinting unsuccessfully over to the right side for the ball. Campbell under some pressure. Javier Brown collides with Wilkinson. Mobay with a free kick. Good pass by Curlew. The play spoilt in the end, aiming for Fletcher over on the right, but the pass over hit.
Yeah, sloppy from Matali Grant. And I'm sure that's the word that Vassal Reynolds, his coach, will use to describe his performance in this first half. Guilty of giving away too many passes when not under pressure. And I guess he could apply that to most of these Mobay United players so far.
There's Omar Johnson, tries to force the ball down the middle channel. Cut off. Curlew almost winning that ball from Foster. Graham's pass upfield to Downswell sends Storm Simpson going. Simpson has a chance. Oh, brilliant stop by the goalkeeper. Puts Simpson under pressure.
No penalty. It's a goal kick. That's what the referee is saying.
I thought the goalkeeper did well.
I thought the goalkeeper did brilliantly well. This is Simpson, sees the goalkeeper coming, took a glance, goes around him and dived. Should have booked for that because you're trying to force the referee into a decision when there was no contact, young man.
Yeah, he appeared to went down. He appeared to go down because he had seen that the ball had gone away from him. But the goalkeeper made himself big and put Simpson into an acute decision-making moment. Wilson under pressure from Mobay attackers here, trying to press the Reno defenders into errors. Robinson inside there to Ambersley, goes wide to Wilkinson. Taylor has a easy take. But I guess it would be a worrying factor for Reno's coach Drummond that the Mobay offensive game is so easily making its way into the Reno defensive third.
Aided and abetted by Reno errors in defense, Lance, and in midfield.
Graham goes wide with a bad pass.
Yeah, trying to bend that into the path of Downswell. Caught it on the wrong side of the foot. Into touch.
And Ponsa. Robinson. And Ponsa. Just ensuring that Downswell doesn't get the ball. Downswell thinks he was fouled. No sympathy from referee Robinson.
Good call, because Johnson used his forearm to push off on the leap and crashed into the back of the head of Jordan Fletcher, as you'll see right here. See the arms going up? Yeah, elbow into Fletcher's head.
And so Johnson gives up a free kick for Mobay now to have an opportunity to put some pressure on. Both teams having goal-scoring problems so far this year. Robinson with a free kick for Montego Bay. Sees lots of fuchsia shirts in the box waiting for opportunities. Ball scrambled away for a throw to Reno. 3 of Mobay's 6 goals so far this year have come from set plays. Well, 2 penalties and a free kick from Jordan Fletcher. So their ability in open play to set themselves up for goal, not impressive.
Yep.
Reno also having problems. They've only scored 3 goals from 6 games. So those stats in themselves tell you that both of these teams have struggled to organize their goal scoring structure.
Yeah, and to tell the listeners the truth after this play.
Wilkinson inside here to Mazzali Grant. Ball squirts behind the goal and Grant goes down hurt.
Goal kick. Yeah, I was telling you that. Looking at the Reno squad, I know Thorne Simpson, as we see the clash between numbers 19 and 24, Matali Grant for Mobay United and Zidane White for Reno. He seems to have jarred his knee in that collision. Reno, Lance, in real terms, they don't have a recognized centre forward in the squad. That's a fact.
Yes.
Thorne Simpson is doing a job there, and of course Renoria Downswell will play anywhere asked of him by this football club. A versatile player, a quality player, it must be said, but he's not a centre forward. So it's no wonder that Reno have only registered thrice in the 6 games this season. For Mobay United, one of the best strikers in the league, Dino Williams, who belongs to them, has not been around for this season because of injury. And their best creative player, Jermaine Wozencroft, is often injured. Jordan Fletcher groping for real fitness and fit with this Mobay United squad, as you see Dino Williams talking to all right, I was gonna say his young lady, but you know what? Talking to a young lady.
Yes.
I think that's correct. One thing's for sure, Lance, it's not my young lady, neither is it yours.
You're absolutely right about that, George. So we're just past the half-hour mark. No goals yet in this fixture. Both teams using the opportunity there with the injury to Matali Grant to get a word into their players. Drummond just getting a couple of Reno players into a huddle just now on the sidelines, as did Vassar Reynolds with a few Mobay players. Simpson under pressure. Bernard. Downswell, can he get a strike up? Cuts the ball back. Simpson with a back heel attempt. Oh, the effort from Graham is blocked brilliantly. The play still bubbling in the Mobay danger zone.
Cat-like reflexes from the goalkeeper Miller there. Graham took a touch to steady himself. This is Downswell, does brilliantly to pull the ball back across the 6-yard box. And look at Miller, right at the feet of Graham. One wonders, Lance, should he have taken that touch to steady himself, young Graham? Should he have gone first time? And that allowed Miller to spring out and make himself big again and block that effort.
Yeah, I guess because the ball had a sort of a pinball look about it, the frenzy of the moment, I thought, encouraged him to just strike one time.
I bet you an out-and-out centre forward would have gone first time.
Bernard.
The thing is, a team like Reno Lands can't wish for what they don't have. They have to make do with who they have. And who they have is Renoria Downswell and Thorne Simpson. One man who has scored 2 goals so far this season, a young player, new to this level. Still, even though he played last year at Harbourview, still new to the Premier League. They can't feel sorry for themselves. Have to get on up and get on with it.
Reno spending a lot of time in their defensive third here after 35 minutes. And Montego Bay United, though, unable to make them pay so far. Robinson with the throw for Mobay United. Bernard fights hard for the ball and wins it. White tries to force the ball upfield. Wilkinson comes across into the central area of the field from his right fullback position to ensure that Reno doesn't have a flourishing play in the middle.
I don't see anything wrong with Reno's tempo as the away team. It's just those careless mistakes in the back from players who know better, like the man taking the throw now, Omar Johnson, who almost gifted a goal to Mobay United just now.
Simpson slides the ball forward for Bernard. Robinson tackles well for Mobay. But Reno with a throw close to the corner flag. It's Omar Johnson who's coming up to take the throw. Johnson turns 34 years old on Wednesday. Here he is, a Reno veteran. One of the oldest players on the field. I think Ambusley from Mobay is the only player older than he is.
Yeah, Ambusley makes me feel bad, Lance. If he's playing at his age, I should be playing. But unfortunately, I'm no good.
You're just not at this level, George. I wouldn't say you're no good.
Thank you for that, my friend. I set up the comment deliberately so you could say I'm good.
Corner kick to Reno. Right across the box, and the header out there. I think Ambusley was the one that got the header on. Oh, Bernard, just the ball slides under his boot. Bernard actually 34 years old, so he's the second oldest player on the field after Ambusley, and we make Johnson third oldest. Ambusley, Robinson. Pretty tame game so far, but I would suggest that Mobay would be disappointed they haven't gone ahead in this game. But here's Reno with the opportunity. Downswell, brilliant save by the 19-year-old Miller.
Superb once again from Miller, coming up big. Downswell, I don't know if I would be going across the goalkeeper at that height, but maybe he just wanted to make a connection. This is Graham. Flicks the pass forward for Simpson, runs to Downswell. Was he going for a pass or was he going for a shot, Lance?
Pretty hard to say, I'm not sure.
That's just like a cross to me.
Yeah. he could have struck that hard to the near post. That could have been an option as well.
And that's why I think it was a cross. If he was going for the shot, he would have gone near post and put his laces through it.
Yeah.
I think he was trying to find Simpson. But the goalkeeper read his intention brilliantly.
But, you know, George, that speaks to something we've been speaking about. Renario Downswell, we don't consider an out-and-out striker, so that could be the midfield in him coming out.
Excellent point, Lance. That's not the intervention, the action of a striker with that instinct honed to go for goal. Worst case scenario, I want my striker to blaze it over the bar. I'll accept that, but I want you to go for goal. Downswell should have gone for goal.
Former standout with St. Elizabeth Technical, Downswell, as his dad, Wendell Downswell, was in his playing days. Downswell. Bernard goes to the far post. Wow. Simpson left-footed, doesn't get a clean connection on the ball.
And you know why? The jump from the defender put him off. He thought, this is the cross. The defender jumps, and he just mistimes it. You know, you make a little movement to throw your opponent off. He was thrown off by the defender's movement.
Yeah, Wilkinson going up for the header, not connecting with the header. And maybe Simpson could have been unsighted for a moment there and just didn't really get a clean connection on the ball. But one of the few moments in this half where Reno were looking threatening. Oh, delightful play by Curlew. Otis cross, deflected by Wilson for a corner.
Yeah, and that's the pass that Mobay United have not used enough this evening. Twice they've set Otis free down the right-hand channel, and with his pace and the quality of his crossing, when he gets them right, they normally find their target inside the 18-yard box, Alan Otis. And only twice have they used that tactic so far because they've deployed Otis as a central striker. They need him running down the right-hand channel to trouble the Reno left back.
Second corner forced by Mobay. Reno have already had 3 corners. We're in the last 5 minutes of the first half. And Mobay looking to go ahead. Fletcher with the back to Curlew's left-footed effort. Deflected. Graham. Simpson. Oh, this is Javier Brown. Oh, he was fouled and actually stopped playing before the referee's whistle came.
Yeah, but again, if I were Robinson, I'd be having words with Jordan Fletcher because he stopped a counter-attack. That was a transition from defense to attack for Reno. Fletcher grabbed his man, may have injured him in the process, and referee Robinson said nothing to him. And there he goes, Fletcher, to apologize, and that man isn't happy because that's perhaps what he's complaining about. How could that not be a booking? And Omar Johnson now going over there, the Reno veteran, to press his claim to the referee to say, that's a card. That was a blatant foul. We were in the counter-attack and our man was brought down.
Yeah, that's what you call a professional foul from Jordan Fletcher. He knew that in transition, Mobay were caught on the back foot there and could have been in problems because Javier Brown was making a counter-attacking play with some speed.
So here he goes, checking inside, and Fletcher does this just to impede him. And that's what I want my forward to do, Lance. So if I were Mobay, I'd be very happy with what Jordan Fletcher did there.
So Brown looks as if he'll be okay. Young 22-year-old former Sporting Central player. Played his Da Costa Cup football at Kemps Hill. So 3 minutes of normal time remaining in the half, plus some time to be added on for stoppages.
Does this make sense? The player injured and has to leave the field to come back on. I've been watching it for years. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, well, from time to time FIFA does tweak some of its rules. Maybe that's something they could look at. Brown is now getting back onto the field, or about to. Johnson's a threatening ball inside. Well done by Miller in goal for Mobay. Curlew has difficulty getting the ball away, but finally does.
only one false move by the young Mobay United goalkeeper so far, Lance. When he came out, didn't realize he was still in his 18-yard box and opted not to catch the ball, tried to chest it out, and almost gave up a goal to Thorne Simpson. Beyond that, he has looked the part.
Yeah, has been part of the program at Mobay United for a couple of years. Now gets a starting position, this 19-year-old from St. James High.
Are you saying he spent time in the not inconsiderable shadow of Giacomino Barrett?
At Barrett's size, anyone would be in his shadow. Bernard could cross inside, and Amponsa it is that gets the header out. Mobay winning a throw.
Excellent covering tackle from Ramiro Graham, halting the run of Rashawn McBean.
Simpson trying to set himself up for a shot here. Robbed of the ball. McBean inside. Vitali Grant slides the ball forward to the speedy Otti, who sees Fletcher going through the middle. Good blocked effort there by Brown.
Yeah, and that time he chose the wrong option, Otti. He should have cut that ball back to Matali Grant, who had closed down the space to give him the short passing option. And even so, there was only Fletcher in the box with 3 white shirts around him. So that was a low percentage cross. And the crowd frustrated by that action from Alan Otti.
Wilkinson wants players in for Mobay United. Approaching the half-time break. The throw to the near post. Sidan White heads out for another throw. Closer to the corner flag this time. 2 minutes are added on for stoppages. So under 2 minutes remaining in this first half. Wilkinson, oh, daring cross inside. Oh, the header toward goal. Fletcher bangs it on goal, but Taylor blocks it.
Good goalkeeping, but there's a problem for Vashon McBean. I hope he hasn't dislocated any fingers, Lance.
Ball crossed inside here. Taylor did well to get in the way of Jordan Fletcher's effort. In the meantime, Vashon McBean is hurt, looks to have hurt his hand.
Yes.
I think he had a collision with the goalkeeper. I think that's where that injury happened, when he went for the headed effort. Or it appeared so.
You sure it's not when he fell? Because I'm wondering how he went to tackle the goalkeeper and hurt his hand. Not even his arm, his hand. He may have tried, in trying to break his fall, Lance, when he went up for the header, come down heavily on that wrist, that right wrist.
Yeah. The wrist there looks pretty limp at the moment.
And here we go again, Lance. Every time we put Reno on television on a Monday night, it rains, and so said, so done. The rains are with us, albeit a light drizzle. It wouldn't be Monday and Reno without rain.
Wow.
You know what, Lance? I don't think the Reno coaching staff can be unhappy with the way their team have played in this first half, when all is said and done.
Well, the half ends without any goals, and maybe the trend of Sunday's start of match day 7 of few goals beginning to trickle into this Red Stripe Football Monday's fixture in slight rain at the moment at the Montego Bay Sports Complex. Montego Bay United, the home team, visiting Reno, 0-0 at the halftime break. We'll be back with the halftime highlights and our halftime show.
one bag of gold medal pan me now. Red stripe alone champion boy go. Pan a pour them a singing anthem to. Red stripe, watch out, watch out, watch out. Man, shall I be the forward boy? Red stripe Premier League champion boy score. Every goal winner run from boy. Red stripe Premier League champion boy now. Back down we run him marathon boy. The red stripe Premier League champion boy. Yeah, yeah. Say one bag of gold medal pan me now. Red stripe alone champion boy go. Pan a pour them a singing anthem to. Red stripe, watch out, watch out, watch out. Man, shall I be the forward boy? Red stripe Premier League champion boy score. Every goal winner run from boy. Red stripe Premier League champion boy now. Back down we run him marathon boy. The red stripe Premier League champion boy. Yeah, yeah.
So the teams in a moment will retake the field here for the start of the second half. After watching a first half that was not that impressive between Montego Bay United and Reno, as we said, two teams that between them have won 7 championship titles in the past. Montego Bay, 2 of those 4 titles that they have won have come in the last 5 years, so there's recent history for Montego Bay United in championship winning form, but last season was pretty weak for them. 9th in the regular season, which was pretty uncharacteristic for them. Reno were 10th last year. Reno, in fact, 10th 3 times of the last 4 years in the Premier League, which means that they were just 1 spot above the relegation zone, relegation spots 3 times in the last 4 years.
Yeah, in the first half, Lance, the goalkeeper for Mobay United came up big, had 1 error early on. This is the error. Could have and perhaps should have resulted in a goal for Thorne Simpson. But after that, he didn't do much wrong. Came out of his line in a flash there. Didn't concede the penalty. Didn't make contact with Simpson. Blocked there. And then this is Ian Miller. Good authoritative punch right there. And the young man, you said 19 years old, Lance, has been in the system for a while at Mobay United. He has looked good tonight because he's been a big part of the reason why they still have a clean sheet, Mobay United.
Yeah, he's done really well in goal. And one of the high points of this Montego Bay United lineup tonight is the youthfulness of their starting roster. As we said at the top of the show, 3 19-year-olds, a 20-year-old, and there's a 21-year-old as well in the starting roster. So this is a pretty unfamiliar looking Mobay United team in many ways, but you know what, they're coming off a 5-1 loss to Cavalier last week, and the coaching staff facing some injury issues. Of course, Jermaine Wozencroft out with a knee injury. He suffered in training this week. Orlando McBain also out with an injury, and Dino Williams, their ace striker, out long term with an injury, although we expect him to return probably next month or so sometime. There he is, Dino Williams. 10 goals last year, 10 goals the year before, 16 goals 3 years ago, so 36 goals in the last 3 years. Dino Williams, a very, very outstanding striker who made his way into the national team because of that success.
Yeah, you know, this fixture, I remember as a boy, Lance, falling in love with the Cravening National League as it was then. No disrespect to the sponsors now, as we see the officials returning to the field. This fixture was always a blockbuster. There were so many quality players on both sides. National players for Reno, national players for Seba, as Mobay United were known then. And it's just a mark of how far Reno have fallen. Mobay United not so much, because you've spoken at length about their recent glories, Lance, but Reno certainly not the force they were 25 years ago.
No, real problems for Reno as we see Mobay coming to take the field again. And the Reno issues compounded really by just a lack of potency in attack. Their offensive game just hasn't been as good as it needs to be.
Yeah, we look at Kimani Mali there on the right side of your screen. I remember him very well from the movie Shutters, which he starred with Sprague Benz. Lance doesn't watch those movies. Lance does horror, and then can't go to his bed at night. But the Marlies love their football, and Kimani Marley's no different.
Yeah, of course, credit to Sidella, who played a very major role in financing and generating financial support for the Reggae Girls in their quest to qualify for the World Cup, which they achieved eventually.
Yeah, you say that she breathed life into a dead program, Lance, and stuck with it all the way through. And look, no praise can be too high for her contribution, her intervention in the Reggae Girls' dream and the dream of a country coming true.
Yes, so we're getting ready for the second half here. Both teams looking for a victory tonight. As we said, the top of the table at the moment, Portmore United, the defending champions and leaders, on 14 points, just a point ahead of UWI and Mount Pleasant, or Tivoli and Mount Pleasant, both on 13 each. But because none of these teams won yesterday, in fact Mount Pleasant actually lost, the leading pack didn't move too far away from the lower pack yesterday. So a win for Mobay United tonight could see them within 3 points of the lead, and a win for Reno within 5 points of the lead. So a lot to play for these two teams. I think it would be a huge disappointment for both of them if they have to settle for a draw.
Yeah, and there were late goals in a couple of games yesterday. Arnett Garns got a very late equalizer at Waterhouse, and then of course Humberland got a late winner at Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, Humberland, regular season champions 2 years ago, snapping a 6-game winless streak and finally getting a victory for their coach, Glendon Admiral Bailey. Mobay in possession. Robinson has room down the left side. His pass inside, easily cut off there by Foster. Johnson does well. Bernard with a high clearance. Only goes as far as to Curlew, who loses the ball. White wins it well. Downswell's pass is poor. Barrett now has it for Mobay United. His pass inside to Fletcher. Fletcher turns his man well. Oh, his pass squeezes through to Otti, who goes one time with the left footer, but straight to Taylor.
Yeah, Otti should have been looking for the pass to Vashon McBean, who offered him the option to his left, to his right, beg your pardon.
Graham's long pass looking for Thorne Simpson. And Ponce gets there first. Downswell trying to set himself up for a shot, but the ball didn't fall for him.
Yeah, it took forever over that Renoria Downswell, but to be fair to him, the ball, as you said, wouldn't drop quickly enough.
And Ponce, Robinson. Mobay just gives the ball away. Ambersley, Wilkinson.
Perhaps if I could criticize Reno where the tempo is concerned, and I said nothing was wrong with it in the first half, so I may be contradicting myself. I'm not. Let me explain. Ambersley should be feeling the pinch of this game, the pace of this game as 38 years old, Lance, around about the 60th minute. But the game has been so comfortable for him, I wouldn't be surprised if he lasts the whole 90, because he's not had to really run around the midfield.
No, he hasn't. Brown. I think that was a shot, you know.
Yeah, he got some polite applause from somewhere. Must be the most ardent Reno fans applauding that effort.
As Bernard fails to keep the ball in. Robinson wants to take the throw quickly. Vitaly Grant. Ambersley. Comes under some pressure from Graham. And Punter turns his man well. Ambersley. Robinson. Ambersley has time in midfield. Robinson has had a lot of the ball on the left side here for Mobay. Now he wants to switch the angle of attack here. Wilkinson finds room on the right. Curlew. Curlew's strike is good, but straight to Taylor.
Yeah, caught that flush. The captain did, Keneal Curlew, with the goalkeeper always behind it. Played inside by Wilkins. Nice pass by Ambersley to find his captain. And Taylor was always going to gather that comfortably.
Not a bad strike.
for a man who has only scored once in the Premier League, Lance. That was at Arnott Guards last season, a match-winning cracker, which earned him the Man of the Match award.
Yes, I remember it well. Here he's in a tussle with Thorne Simpson. The two number 9s. Drummond wants more from his Reno team. 4 minutes into the second half. With the Reno white shirts spread across the 18-yard area as Zidane White prepares to spray the ball downfield. Well, he goes directly for goal, and that wasn't very impressive, was it?
Yeah, had to offer the hand of apology. Even if that was an NFL punt, it wouldn't have been good.
Ambersley in a spot of bother, but hastily makes a successful pass. Tally Grant. Wilkinson. This man has had a fairly easy time tonight.
Peter.
The halftime stats bore the point out that even though Mobay had a lot of the offensive game, they only had 5 shots on goal. Half the number of shots that Reno attempted on goal.
Yeah, I've been watching since the second half started, Lance, the relationship between Robinson, the man in your shot, and Alan Otti, who's now playing in an outside left. I'm not going to call it left wing. And the problem Otti's having, Lance, is that Robinson doesn't want to pass the ball early. And it's something that always frustrates me. The fullback or the midfielder out wide, give the winger the ball early. It's almost like they want to dribble it into the winger's lap or the forward's lap and then pass the ball. And Otti and the crowd over in the main stand, Lance, have been saying, give the man the ball early. You have someone as quick as Otti. You want to give it to him early. Have him running when he receives the pass.
Yeah. Wilkinson. Ambersley. Curlew. Robinson. Whips it in. Oh, Taylor misses the ball. Fletcher retreats to the far post. Grant idles with the ball a bit, but gets by Graham here. Shows some skill on the ball. Wilkinson. Ambersley. Brashes straight into Thorne Simpson, who tries to smash the ball away. Downsville is under pressure, close to the touchline.
Poor from Wilkinson just now. There were 2 passes just yards away from him. 2 safe passes. And he just panicked, banged the ball into an opponent. Composure deserting him. At this level, you expect players to be able to make passes in tight spaces.
Wilson's short pass to Graham. Barrett heads out. Wilkinson under some pressure. Now Barrett gets an effective clearance downfield. Campbell. Taylor in goal. Goes wide to Johnson. Curlew. Tally Grant. Looking to squeeze the ball through there to Fletcher. Doesn't get to him. Ati to Ambersley. Grant. Still Grant. Oh, seems undecided as to what he wants to do. Eventually gets Ambersley into the play. Now Barrett. Mobay having to start the play over from what appeared to be a threatening position.
Good defending by Reno.
Grant tries to turn his man. Hustled off the ball by 3 challenging players from Reno. Graham. He's fouled. Free kick to Reno.
Felt the frustration of Kenny Curlew there. Didn't think there was much in that. Veteran Ambrose just took a hard tackle just now. This is Romero Graham touching it around Ambersley, and yeah, he was fouled.
Ambersley still looking fresh after 53 minutes, George.
Yep.
As you had said, the pace of the game not that taxing. So the 38-year-old, as he is now on the ball, enjoying some comfort in this game.
At this pace, Lance, even you could be doing a job in that midfield.
I think you're right. Barrett. Wilkinson. First touch by McBean, not as good as it needed to be, so Wilson takes the ball from him. Simpson protects the ball well. Superb. Graham. Nice pass inside, comes right back to him. Wow. Otti does well there.
Brilliant. Track back around 40 yards, Otti.
Corner kick to Reno. 4 or 5 white shirts for Reno in the box, looking for scoring opportunities now. And Punsa just puts himself there. Gives up a corner, but ensured in that play that no Reno player got to the ball.
Well, I can tell you this at this point in the game, Mr. Whittaker. The team that scores will win 1-0. There's a man down in the box in a fuchsia shirt. Going by what you say, I wonder if it's on Ponza. No, it's Otti. It's Otti. Alan Otti. There you go.
It's Otti, yeah. He headed the ball out just now to block the corner, did he? So I'm wondering if he's suffering from the effects of that.
Yeah.
Because the ball was hit pretty powerfully.
Yeah.
And there he is, in discomfort. Just goes down.
Looking at the bench for Mobay United, Lance, I'm trying to see what Vassler Reynolds could do to influence the way things have been going, and I'm not seeing any answers. There are bodies there, Lance, but quality at this level, not there. There are promising youngsters.
Yeah.
Just to be clear and not be disrespectful or to be deemed to be disrespectful, there are quality youngsters on the bench. But proven quality at this level to come and win a game like this, to take a game like this by the scruff of the neck and shake it up.
Yeah.
It's not there on either bench.
No, it's not there for sure. So Otti looks a little dazed. And you are right, they're quality youngsters, George, but not proven at this level because they're the Costa Cup winners. Trevon Walker, Clarendon College, the Costa Cup, Cornwall College, the Costa Cup winner, I should say, 2 years ago. And Ronaldo Wellington, the Costa Cup winner with Rossi's last year. On the bench for Mobay, both 19 years old. Whistle.
Another Mobay man down in the box. He was the one who cleared the corner. Fletcher kicked and fouled. And referee Robinson sprints back to look at the stricken home team player who's suffering.
Appears to be suffering with some pain in the back of the leg.
Is that Otti again? Yes, it is in the Lance.
Yeah. Wow. It's been a tough night for the former St. James High man.
No, actually, it's not him this time. It's 31. Shamar Robinson. Yeah. Did you see the design in Otti's head? MBU?
No, I didn't.
I'm wondering how much they paid his barber. Our director, I'm sure, will catch it for us another time. I was looking at it while you were making your point just now. I didn't want to disturb you. It seems to have been crudely done. Alan, I suggest you need a refund.
Wow.
The letters MBU in the side of his head. The other side.
Did spend half of a season at Waterhouse last year and has made a quick return to Mobay. Waterhouse, of course, beaten finalists last year in the final on penalties by Portmore. So Otti did go pretty close to winning a Premier League title with Waterhouse last year. I guess we will have a look at that Otti hairstyle pretty soon, George.
Yeah, our guys have us on this one.
Barrett with a free kick. Oh, there it is. I just saw it.
You know what? I don't want to get myself in trouble. All I'll say is that's not a good advertisement for the skill of the Mobay barbers, who I know are first class, okay? I'll leave it at that.
Maybe it was a Waterhouse barber. So we're approaching the hour mark, and no goals yet in this fixture. Mobay on the hunt down the right side now with Wilkinson. Fletcher, can he turn here? He does. Oh, does really well. Fletcher! Was there a deflection? I think there was.
Wow. Again, this is the second time this game we've seen him do that. The quick switch of the feet. Threatened to blast it with the left. Switch it to the right quickly. This is the ball played into him by Wilkinson. Excellent strength to hold off Johnson. Then sends him the wrong way, as he did in the first half. And it's a good thing that was deflected, because that was going forward towards Dennis Taylor's goal.
It was. Fletcher kicks well with both feet, although I think he kicks a little better with his left. But it's pretty potent with the right as well. Can Mobay score from this corner? Oh, the ball is into the side netting. From Zidane White's header, I think. So the ball hit to the near, and there's White diving to ensure that none of the Mobay players would get to the end of it. Second corner to the penalty spot. Oh, it misses everyone. Fletcher misses it. McBean misses it as well. I think Curlew also got close to it. Look at this. Wow. Fletcher, I think, got closest to it with a header, but the ball grazed past his shoulder, and then it just popped up for Curlew, who didn't respond.
Yeah, past Fletcher's shoulder, past Curlew's hip, and behind. That was a glorious chance, though. Any touch, and that would have been in.
You could see the threat from that corner searing in. And now here's Johnson, who is down, grimacing in some pain. The Mobay coaching staff, Vassar Reynolds, there beside him, Warren Barrett. Wow. Young Fletcher hit Johnson pretty hard there. Barrett. Pass out to McBean. McBean still has it, does well. Otti now. McBean on the run. His pass inside, not as good as it needed to be. Graham with a clearance.
Just got the pass wrong after an excellent run, which took him from one side of the field to the other side, then down the flank. The crowd enjoyed that.
Yeah. McBean, one of 3 19-year-olds on the starting roster here for Mobay tonight. The Mobay fans now beginning to get pumped up.
Yeah, really hearing them for the first time tonight. Almost as if they sense that the team is pushing forward and wants to give them that little extra thrust. Otti asked to take the free kick, and Robinson shunted back into a defensive position by the coaching staff.
There's the kick. Not a good one. Downswell heads back. Graham now has it. Ball sprayed wide here to White. White goes for the shot. The sliding blocked effort.
That was poor.
Yeah, I think Downswell was upset as well, because Downswell was thinking that he should have squeezed the pass through to him.
Yeah. I'm wondering if White didn't pass it because he thought Renario Downswell had run into an offside position. That said, it was an excellent run by Downswell. Took a defender with him and went from right, wide right to central. And White just didn't read his run. Or maybe he'll tell you that, yeah, but you had run offside and the player would have been wasted.
So just Shane Foster for Reno now appears to have a quadricep injury, which is getting some attention. For Reno's benefit, you'd have to hope that that's just a bit of a niggle, because a quad injury like that in football can only get worse if he continues to play.
Under the circumstances, Lance, not a bad turnout for an out-of-form Mobay against low-flying Reno. This doesn't look good, though, for the young man.
No, it doesn't. Yeah, suffering from some quad issues there. So maybe a forced change for Reno coming up. Because most times we see players, if they intend to come back on, leave on their own steam. I think this is the first time for the night that we've seen someone actually leave on a stretcher. Wilson with a throw for Reno. Matt Bean's pass inside is inaccurate. Bernard. Otti blocks it. Ambusley wins it. McBean goes wide to Otti. Chance here for Mobay. Otti sprints into the box. Still Otti. But the challenge coming through expertly denies him.
Yeah, nothing much wrong with that from the man, Mr. MBU. Driving at Omar Johnson, knows that he has his beating for pace. Bernard coming across to block his path.
Yeah, so Mobay now increasing the number of corners that they're winning in this match, and now putting Reno under some pressure. Diving effort by Barrett. I think he's won another corner. Is that Foster back on?
Looks like it.
Yeah, Foster is back on. Taylor goes and punches this one in the air.
It's another corner. Yes, it is.
Yeah, this is Taylor now getting very busy in goal. He was the Costa Cup winning goalkeeper for Godfrey Stewart in 2005, Dennis Taylor. And here he is doing the business for Reno in trying conditions. Fletcher, Ambusley. Tame header toward goal. Taylor has no problems.
Yeah, should have gone for the direct effort from the corner rather than play the short one.
Graham. Wow, he should have slid the ball to the left, but held it. That was Wilson to Foster. Well won by Robinson. Curlew. Grant. Curlew. Great work here. Oh, it was just knocked behind. McBean trying to cross the ball inside, but the angle had gotten difficult for him in the end. He has had to settle for a corner.
Change being made, number 44 coming in for Mobay. That's Trevon Walker.
Caldwell College, the Costa Cup winning player in 2017. A teammate of Jordan Fletcher in that championship winning team for CC.
And Vashon McLean coming out, number 19.
Matt Bean had moments tonight that were pretty decent, but he makes his exit. Played the Costa Cup football for Brownstown. Matt Bean makes his exit. So Walker now on. Popular player here in the city of Montego Bay. Fletcher, short corner. Takes the return pass, Fletcher. Cuts away from his man. His cross, delightful. Mobay putting the pressure on. Taylor with the easy take in the end.
Mobay carrying a serious threat from set pieces though. And they have been the better team in the second half, it must be said.
Good pass here to Bernard. White wants the ball, but Bernard dribbles straight by him. Oh, Thorne Simpson is offside.
Yeah, they're standing in an offside position. Didn't really move until the pass was made to him. Bit of an experience there. Yeah, clearly. Change being made by Reno though. Number 22 coming in. Well, 2 changes being made. Numbers 22 and 12 coming in. Donovan Brown and Jarvis Mattis. Exciting young player, Mattis. And Graham Romero coming out along with, is that Zidane White?
Yes, I think it's Zidane White.
Yeah.
Yeah, White is out. So Donovan Brown, son of Donovan Brown Sr., who played for Reno on their championship winning team in 1990 and 91. There he is on. And also on is Jarvis Mattis in the number 12 shirt, the 21-year-old former Manchester High player. Let's see if they can make an impact on the game here tonight. Oh, this is Otis stealing in, but Taylor is right there with the clearance in goal.
Wow. Campbell may have sold his goalkeeper a little bit short there, Lance.
Yeah.
On the back pass.
Yeah, there it is. Just knocking the ball back to the goalkeeper, but Otis, because of his pace, almost turned it into an opportunity.
No, this is a situation where every time I see that MBU, I have to laugh, lads. But Curlew wanted the play to be continued because he was lining up a shot. This is Otti, and this is Curlew breaking into the box, and the referee blew for the foul. Curlew wanted the play to continue. Yeah, this was a free kick, no doubt, but Curlew wanted the advantage played.
There was a high boot there from Bernard as well. The attempted clearance almost into Otis' face. Free kick to Mobay.
Maybe he didn't like Otis' haircut, Lance.
Three-man Reno wall set up here. What a poor effort that was.
Even Jordan Fletcher was asking, what did you do? That's Jarvis Mattis coming in for Romero Graham. Just confirming the change we told you about just now.
Oh, that was so poor.
Oh my goodness.
Coach Reynolds can't believe it.
Yeah.
Well, recent Red Stripe Football Mondays fixtures, George, have created a lot of excitement. But this one is falling a bit below par.
Yeah, in a word, Lance, soporific. S-O-P-O-R-I-F-I-C. And that, children, means tending to induce sleep.
Barrett to Wilkinson. Let's see if with some fresh legs onto the field now, then maybe the injection can provide some more fruitful action on the field. Reno in possession. Mattis. Wow, good skill for Mattis. Tali Grant with a promising build-up here. And there's an appeal for a handball. The referee now awards the free kick.
I think it was for a hand in the face. Omar Johnston and Keneal Curlew. And there you have Curlew showing him where his hand went. Let me see if that's true. Yeah, that's the reason for the foul.
Yeah.
That's the reason for the free kick.
So a free kick for Montego Bay United in a threatening position. Let's see if the right person will take the kick this time. But Fletcher walks away. Taylor looking pretty urgent here with his players who he seemingly isn't satisfied with in their urgency to set the wall up.
Wilkinson is lining this up.
Five players in this Reno wall. Wilkinson preparing to strike for Mobay. That was hit with a lot of power. But straight into the wall.
Yep.
Who did that hit? Oh, that was struck with venomous power. Barrett challenged from behind successfully. Reno on the counter-attack. Brown gets free on the left side. Wow. Wilkinson miskicks the ball and gives up a corner.
Poor defending. Must be a sign of fatigue from Wilkinson.
Yeah, there was an inadvertent touch on the ball. He meant to clear the ball with the right boot, but the left foot inadvertently struck the ball before and just took it out of sync.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is that if you're not fatigued, your composure is normally with you. So I just think it's a function of that, why all of that happened.
This is Reno's 7th corner. Brown with a corner to the near post. Mattis got there.
Curlew got there first.
Yeah, so it's another corner to Reno. So back-to-back corners to Reno. They're 8th. 6 corners forced by Mobay so far in this fixture. Under 15 minutes now remaining in normal time. Brown goes low. Curlew with a clearance. Foster. Brown. Oh, delightful play by Mattis. Brown gets into the box. Mattis can strike. No room for him to strike. Curlew does really well here. Oh, his pass is poor. Easily taken there by Omar Johnson. Barrett with a header up. What's the shot there? Was there a deflection on that?
Yeah. Utterly applauding Curlew, but the problem was again, Lance, he took too long with the pass. There were a couple moments there, a couple touches. He had the pass on the right foot, didn't take it, dribbled some more, put it on the left foot, and then it was too close to the defender. A man like Otti, I'd love to play with him. I'd give it to him early. Spray it into space, let him chase, run at the defenders. That's the situation you want to put him in.
Yeah, he has extreme pace. There he's using it now. His cross inside, though, is poor. But the more they can get the ball behind the defenders for Otti to run through, to chase, I think the more difficult this game would become for Reno.
Yes, indeed, and that's one of the things we pointed out in the first half. How few times Mobay actually went to that option. The ball out of midfield to Otti, whether over the top or on the ground. Only twice in the first 45 minutes.
Time running out on both these teams now. Approximately 12 minutes of normal time remaining. Reno continuing to find it difficult to beat Mobay. Reno have beaten Mobay just once in the last 3.5 years.
Wow. A stretch numbering what, 10 games?
Well, they've won twice in the last 10 games, Reno. But maybe 3 3/4 years ago was that second win. Downswell with a long-range effort. No problems for Miller.
Yeah, his teammates, Lance, are applauding that effort. I find that amazing. Very harmless effort. And the crowd looks as if they're desperately in need of something to lift to them. Meanwhile, Vasco Reynolds is lining up another change. Number 20 is preparing to come in, lands Navon Turner. Just getting his instructions. And now taking his entry slip to the fourth official.
Yeah, another young player, Turner, only 20 years old, former Stets player, about to get some playing time. So Mobay United have put these young players out here tonight. Curlew crashed into and wins a foul. Free kick to Mobay, midway the Reno half. Just over 10 minutes now remaining. Fletcher. With a free kick. Goes to the far post. And I think there's a foul there. Amponsa penalized for charging into the Reno player.
Yeah, wasn't a bad free kick from Fletcher. There's a Mobay United man down near side.
I think that's Matt Bean, is it? In the meantime, Turner
coming in for Matali Grant.
Yeah, Matali Grant, he was limping anyway. He was the one that was down, it seems.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's had a busy night, Matali Grant. So he exits, and the 20-year-old Turner, former Stets player, now on. Throw to Reno, high inside the Mobay half. We've entered the last 10 minutes now of normal time. Brown. Wins a throw. Master Reynolds, the Mobay coach, looks pretty cross.
See what I mean about the crowd, Lance? Just sitting and watching. They have come to be entertained. They'll tell you that they paid to be entertained. They didn't pay to come here and cheer on just for the sake of it. Different culture among fans.
Mattis, who has looked impressive so far. Oh, he makes room for himself. Mattis does really well here. Can he get the shot off? No, he tries to pass across to Brown. And the Mobay defenders almost got the ball away, but they haven't. Foster. Oh, delightful pass through for Foster, looking for Downswell. Well, Mobay's defense looking pretty sloppy now.
Fatigue setting in, Lance. That's the issue. We saw it with Wilkinson just now. A ball that he could have cleared without fuss ended up being a corner. Heavy legs in this MBU defense.
Yeah. And on the strength of what we've seen so far from Jarvis Mattis, I'm here now wishing he had more playing time tonight.
Yep.
Looks very, very influential. Really good skills on the ball. Simpson with a header on. No threat. Goal kick to Mobay United.
With Francie Hugh Stewart injured, a lot of the unpredictability, the ball artistry, well, all of it is gone out of this Reno team. And Mattis has come on now, Lance, and given us a spark, given us the same kind of buzz that Francie Hugh Stewart would for this Reno team. A team like this, without a goal scorer, needs a player like that who can create for the others.
Yeah. Reno. Ambersley. Good pass forward by Ambersley, but Walker fails to control properly. Ambersley has it again for Mobay. Good work by Campbell, the Reno captain at central defence. Downswell under pressure, robbed of the ball. Wilkinson now for Mobay. Ambusley. Not a good pass from Ambusley. Robinson. Oh, he too gives the ball away. Luckily for him, the ball gets back to him. But he messes the play up and gives up a throw to Reno.
Crowd has not been happy with Robinson tonight. Hasn't played badly, but some of his decision making has left a lot to be desired. Rushed passes, misplaced passes. No wonder Vassal Reynolds looks frustrated when the camera cuts to him.
For a dribbling goal by Javier Brown.
A feature of Reno's play tonight. Men not afraid to try from whichever distance they find themselves in space in.
Wilkinson from Mobay. Tries to go through the legs of Brown. Barrett goes into open space to Robinson, who has room on the left. Ambusley. Fletcher. Curlews cross to the far post. Campbell does good work in defence for Reno. Brown keeps the ball in. Gets support from Simpson. Brown active. Downswell's cross threatening. Simpson sets the ball back. More, that's a strike from Jarvis Mattis that sprays wide of the goal.
Yeah, went for it with the outside of the left boot, trying to bend it out of the reach of the goalkeeper. Didn't make a proper connection though. Simpson's layoff. He was under pressure. Another change made by Reno Lands. Number 14 is gone and number 11 comes in.
Ramon Plummer. He's been a pretty prominent Reno player in recent years. Actually scored 4 goals last year. Wow, and again Robinson messes up, takes his eye off the ball. The ball squeezes under his boot and gives up a throw to Reno.
Did I say Robinson's having a bad night? I think I did.
Plummer. Oh, Plummer makes room here for himself on the left. Now his last touch wasn't very good. Oh, poor defending here from Mobay. Mattis wins the throw for Reno. Time running out, less than 3 minutes of normal time remaining. And we're heading for a scoreless night. Linville Wilson with a throw for Reno. Wants players in the box.
Corner. The referee says. Assistant.
Wilkinson got the header up. Goalkeeper Miller tried his best to retrieve the ball before it went out. But the assistant referee says that didn't happen. 2 minutes of normal time remaining. And Donovan Brown studiously spots the ball for Reno's 9th corner kick of the match. To the far post. Wow, Amponsa is the one that gets the header out. Turner. Oh, delightful ball through here to Walker. Walker is under pressure from Mattis, who takes him down and breaks the play up. And there goes Plummer now for Reno. Brown, still Brown. Plummer gives the ball away. Robinson with a clearance. Simpson. Otis pass through. Fletcher tries to get there, but Taylor does really well in goal.
Yeah, moments earlier when Mobay United broke, you should have seen Jordan Fletcher's response, Lance, reaction when the ball didn't come to him. He was livid because, again, Walker didn't pass the ball early.
Ball sprays over the touchline for a throw. And we now have the arduous task of selecting an MVP for the game. I would suggest Bassett Reynolds. It's been that kind of night, George.
Lance, for the first time since we've been doing RSPL, my friend, I can't give you man of the match.
Oh, that's a really tough call.
If you held a gun to my head, Lance,
Miller.
I'd go for Miller.
Yeah. The Mobay United goalkeeper. He's had a couple of moments, but nothing spectacular, nothing impactful that you would say would make him a compelling choice. I can't think of a player tonight who has been really outstanding. Three minutes of time added on for stoppages. And there's Simpson down with an injury, and he looks to be suffering from fatigue as well.
Yeah, he has worked hard, Thorne Sims. You can't fault him for that. Has really put in a shift for his team. Says he'll be fine. He just needs a moment. So far, a hard-fought point. As I noted, there were 2 late goals on Sunday. There could be yet late drama here as the fans begin filing out of the Montego Bay Sports Complex.
On a night like this, you feel inclined to look at a defensive player for your man of the match, and we're really struggling here. I think Amponsa has had a pretty decent night. He has provided a rock-like structure in defense for Montego Bay United to prevent the Reno men from coming through. But Reno's offense hasn't been threatening enough. I would think they've been pretty tame. So Amponsa's job has not been that difficult tonight.
No.
Neither team has played well. And there's not a player on the field that I would credit with having a good game tonight.
True.
The Reno captain, Tashane Campbell at central defense, may be marginally their best player of the night. He has been solid. He has been alert to the dangers. But again, I can't say that Mobay United's attacking display tonight has had an efficiency to it. So because of that reason, he hasn't really been tested that much. I'm struggling here, George.
And I'm leaving you to struggle. I have nothing to add, my friend. I guess what we're telling our producer is the choice is his. We are... Wow, we're out of options. It's difficult.
Well, maybe someone could win it here. No, over the crossbar.
Yeah,
and we're out of time really, because the 3 minutes added on for stoppages would have expired. And referee Robinson now calls a halt to 90 minutes of an attritional battle here that has had little quality or excitement to speak of.
Yeah, that was like a cockroach fight, Lance. It was difficult. Good job. You did well tonight, Whittaker.
So 0-0 is how this game ends, and marginal impact on the points table here for these two teams, because Mobay remain in 8th position and Reno climb from 10th, climb from 11th to 10th. So both teams here missing an opportunity to get closer to the leadership group. Montego Bay United at home to Reno. A battle of former champions in the north coast city of Montego Bay ends scoreless. We'll be back with the highlights and the post-game show.
Mister one bag of gold medal pan me now. Red stripe alone champion boy go. Pan up pour them a singing anthem. Red stripe, watcha. Man shall I better forward boy. Red stripe Premier League champion boy score. Every goal winner run from boy. Red stripe Premier League champion boy now. Back down we run the marathon boy. The Red stripe Premier League champion boy. Yeah yo.
So it's been a battle in the north coast city of Montego Bay, the Catherine Hall Sports Complex. Montego Bay United, the home team, 4-time champions, up against Reno, visitors, 3-time champions of the Premier League. Reno having the early action here with Torm Simpson rushing toward goal. The goalkeeper Miller messes that one up, but Simpson is unable to make them pay, and John Barrett comes back in defense and saves the day for Montego Bay United. Reno still trying to press forward. Just Shane Foster with a strike from distance. Lot of power, but high. Montego Bay United would have some moments of their own. The 20-year-old Jordine Fletcher cuts the ball away from Wilson and then rifles a right-footed shot just wide. Still Mobay in attack here in the first half. The ball played across. Fletcher, left-footed, straight to goalkeeper Taylor. Should have received that pass a lot earlier. Again, Mobay. Here comes Alan Otti with a right-footed strike. Just glances off the upright and sprays behind. Otti disappointed there. Downswell has an opportunity from the right side. Romero Graham with an effort here. Blocked by the Montego Bay United defense. So Reno having their moments in this match. There's Graham once again. Downswell has the opportunity, but appears to go for the pass instead of the shot. And Miller makes the fine save, the 19-year-old in goal for Montego Bay United, keeping them in the game. Here comes Otti. Left-sided, slides the shot forward, but Taylor in goal is firm. This ball screams right across the goal area. Fletcher missed it. Curlew missed it. Montego Bay United missing an opportunity there. Reno. Simpson sets the ball back to the substitute, Jarvis Mattis, who came on in the second half and impressed, but that left-footed shot by him was wide. Montego Bay United with a final effort here. And Ponce going up for the header, but the ball just going behind, and no goals in the fixture. 14 shots attempted on goal by Reno, 5 of them on target. Significantly fewer for Montego Bay United. 23 fouls in this match, almost evenly shared. 8 corners for Reno tonight, 6 corners for Montego Bay United. And look at what the possession says, 50-50. Just like the scoreline. George Davis is with our man of the match.
Thank you very much, Dan. So I'm here with Ian Miller, the goalkeeper for Mobay United. Ian, this trophy is yours. You're man of the match tonight. Yeah, big gloves. Tell me about the game.
Well, it's my second game for the season. I think I well prepared mentally and physically. I'm just come out and execute.
Only your second game. What was the chemistry like and the communication between you and your defenders?
Well, they show respect, so I have to give thanks to them, because without them, I wouldn't be able to get the man of the match.
What's your ambition for the rest of the season, Ian?
Well, ambition, trying to get some more clean sheet and some minutes. So the minutes more important. I want to get some more minutes over and over.
The team struggling at the minute. Another disappointing result here in front of your home fans. You'd have expected to win. The feeling, well, you're feeling right now at the end of those 90 minutes.
Well, I can't be ungrateful. We get a draw last couple of games. we were conceding a lot of goals. So coach makes some changes and I think it worked out well. So we have to just go back to the draft board and put in some more work.
Something to build on.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That's Ian Miller, the goalkeeper for Montego Bay United. He is our man of the match. Speaking now with Godfrey Drummond, the coach of Reno. How did you see the game?
I think it was a pretty balanced game. Both teams, it's a derby game, so it's not much to write home about. I mean, both teams created some chances. I thought we created 2 very good chances that we could have taken in first half. And had we done that, then the results would have been different.
On commentary, we felt that at halftime you wouldn't have been too displeased with what you saw overall from your team.
I'm not too displeased, but as a coach, I mean, everything can be intact. We set out some objectives from the training pitch. One of the things we wanted to stem the flow of goals, and we were happy that we had done that today. But on the other end, we wanted to score goals, and I mean, it continues to haunt us. If we don't score, we can't win, and we created the chances that I thought we could have at least gotten 2 from it.
Taking the game in 2 halves, Godfrey, which half were you more pleased by, the first half or the second half?
Definitely the first half. I thought, I mean, it was a spirited performance. We created the openings, we unlocked the defense, and we created the opportunities. It was just unlucky that we don't have that person with the killer instinct to finish off the games.
Yeah, so it's a point on the road. You go back home now, prepare for the rest of games. You are not too displeased with the overall night's work.
You have to make an assessment, and to the end of the first half, I mean, we had to set out the objective, but when we realized at halftime and after the second half, we had to change. And I mean, you take a point on the road and you wheel and come again, because the next game is a home game and we hope we can get the maximum result from that one.
All right, excellent. Thank you very much, Godfrey. All the best.
Yeah, man, no problem.
That's Godfrey Drummond, the coach of Reno FC. So at the end of 90 minutes, he said that the game was even. That is reflected on the stats board as Lance Whitaker just went through. 50% possession shared, well, the possession shared down the middle by both teams, 50-50, and it's a reflection of the affair we had here. Vassal Reynolds now, the Mobay United coach, sprints into the shot with me. Vassal, your impressions of the game?
I thought it was a fair result. I thought both teams would have created a couple of opportunities and failed to capitalize. I wasn't pleased with how well we played in attack. I thought we needed to create a little bit more opportunities. The combination play in terms of the midfield linking up with the forwards was off tonight. Defensively, I thought we played well, especially the second half. I didn't like how the Reno team was getting behind the defense in the first half and created a couple of opportunities. We spoke about that and corrected it somewhat in the second half. But I'm pretty pleased, especially the positive from this game would have been the fact that we kept a clean sheet. You know, we have been working on that. We have not kept a clean sheet for a long while, conceded 10 goals from 6 games, so we're pretty much comfortable with that in terms of the clean sheet that we would have kept tonight.
Your young goalkeeper was named our man of the match, and I'm sure you were pleased with his performance. Nothing spectacular, but he did what he had to do and did it well.
Yeah, he stuck to the basic, and that's what we asked him to do. It's his first game for the season. Pretty good show, so we're comfortable with his performance tonight.
We asked him about the result. He said, look, he's not going to be ungrateful for the point, although he wanted 3 and the team wanted 3. This is at least something to build on.
Most definitely, and that's how we look at things. Sometimes, you know, we expect to win a game, the fans expect to win a game. It is dear for us to take, but sometimes a point is better than none. And this is not bad. I think we are in a fairly good position in terms of to strike for the top 6, and we want to use this first round as a platform. But we need to get into the top 6 before the end of this first round to achieve our first round objective.
Finally, with goals so difficult to come by for your team, Vast, it's prudent to ask you, when do you expect to have Dino Williams back?
Pretty soon. We're hoping to have him back. He's doing some core work now with his trainer. Hopefully we can have him back within the next couple of weeks. So we just have to continue to work on the strikers that we're having. I think our strikers they are getting fitter. It's something that we have been working on. And hopefully we can get it right pretty soon with the strikers that we have until Dino is back.
All the best.
Yeah, man. Thanks much.
Vassal Reynolds there, the coach of Mobay United. So at the end of 90 minutes here at the Montego Bay Sports Complex, 0-0 between the Westmoreland team, Reno, and the home team, Montego Bay United. And Lance, the first half, as we said on commentary, Reno wouldn't have been unhappy with what they achieved in the first half. Not quite so good in the second half, but Mobay United just didn't have the quality up front, the lethal finishing up front to really take the 3 points at home.
Yeah, and you know, George, when I look back at the game, I have to think that maybe what we had suggested at the top of the show about Reno having a winless away record. In fact, they've lost all their away games, and Montego Bay yet to win a home game. Pretty much told the story of what would have happened tonight. Neither team was impressive tonight, and although Vassar Reynolds suggested that he was happy that at least his team kept a clean sheet, you know, we have to say that it was a pretty dismal game tonight. Yeah,
it was difficult to watch at times, but I think for the Reno team, Lance, given the paucity of their striking options and the bareness of the cupboard, they can feel good that given what they have, and this is an important point to make, and I know Reno fans will be complaining about there not being a quality striker. The fact is there isn't a quality striker at the club. So with what they have, the bits and pieces, I think it's a good point on the road, and this team would be difficult to beat for any team.
Yeah, I would suggest that. One of the persons who scored a goal for them so far this season, Kimura Carruthers, was out with an injury tonight, and they were short-handed because of that. And Fancy Hugh Stewart, who is probably their most creative player, was also out with an injury tonight. So they came into the game short-handed tonight and didn't really give us that much, didn't offer a lot in attack. But I guess in some ways you can say that they would be happy enough with a point. It's the first road game that they have been able to earn a point. They have lost all 3 road games before tonight. So at least there's some improvement on that end.
Yes, indeed. All right, coming up on the Sportsmax Home of Champions channels this week, Carabao Cup, Friday, 2:45 p.m., 3:45 ECT, Man City at home to Fulham. And then La Liga, Sportsmax to Real Madrid. They'll have a new coach. Santi Solari will stand in after Julian Lopetegui was fired. They'll be at home to Valladolid, live Saturday morning, 10 a.m., 11 a.m. ECT. And next Monday, Lance?
That's right. Battle between Arnett Gardens and Montego Bay United. Red Stripe Football Mondays a week from now. 2 teams that have won 4 titles in the last 5 years. So this is expected to be a hot one. And Coach Vassar Reynolds thinking that Montego Bay United are working hard to get their game back together. They will be in Kingston next week to face Arnett Gardens in what is expected to be a tough match. And I would dare say from this standpoint, a lot better than tonight's game was.
Oh, it has to be. It's in the jungle.
So that's the story from Red Stripe Football Mondays coming from the North Coast city of Montego Bay. Montego Bay United, the home team, battling to a 0-0 draw with Reno. Mobay still 8th following the point they earned here. Reno lifting themselves from 11th to 10th. So they are at the moment out of the relegation spot. Thanks for joining us on Red Stripe Football Mondays.
Red Stripe, Premier League. I miss one bag of gold medal pan me now. Red Stripe alone champion boy go. Pan a pour them a singing anthem. Red Stripe, watcha. Man shall I be the forward boy. Red Stripe Premier League champion boy score. Every goal when I run from boy. Red Stripe Premier League champion boy now. Pop down we run the marathon boy. The bush never be the daddy champion boy fan. Now man I done a songsters boy. Red Stripe Premier League champion boy.